substitute for practice. You know, you know, I'm not as upright now, for example, on opportunity. I've been focusing for a long time now on retail, and I have a reason for what I've been doing and needed to do. But, you know, you make yourself an expert in a field by practice and practicing things in a certain way, not just anyway. If you're practicing something wrong, you just keep on doing it wrong. You know, that's the reason I say go back to your scripts. Go back to your scripts. Dig into your script so you know what you're saying. And you'll be surprised when you start doing this, guys, how much easier it is and how much your anxiety level will drop talking to people. And I'm telling you this because I've been there. You know, everyone, a lot of times people hear me and they think, well, Greg, talking is really easy for you. Really? You think it's always been that way? Well, I'm here to tell you it wasn't. And that's the God's truth. You know, talking to people was not something that I wanted to do. I really didn't care to talk to people that and all that much. I love people, but you know, I was just in many ways, for years and years ago, I was socially incompetent. You know, when it comes to holding down my side of a conversation. You know, and so, guys, you know, this is getting over this was something I had to work on, and I spent years working on it. But I had a desire to learn. You know, the question is, do you want to get better at your business? Do you want to be successful? Well, if you do, then you're going to have to put the time in. There are no shortcuts, guys. You know, we live in a world today. We want everything now. If we click on a website and it doesn't load within 2 seconds, we click off and go someplace else. And, you know, and so impatient is being bred in to our mindset, which is the opposite of success, because it requires persistence. You know, for example, I will give you Jackie this morning when we were looking at the Facebook Live. She didn't quit the first time or the second time or even the third time she got her password wrong. She kept working at it until she got it.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
You know what,
but
Greg?
it's the same thing in all the other areas of our lives. That is born out of something, guys. That is born out of going through something, having to work for something. You know, it doesn't, I mean, you don't get something for nothing. There is always a cost. And the question is, are you willing to pay for it? You know, everything, you know, you may have to give up. You may have to give up watching some TV. You know, you may have to give up some family time for a while. You may have to give up your own agenda for a while. You know, the question is, what do you want? You know, if you want to be successful, then you have to pay the price. But a lot of people aren't willing to pay that price.
And thank
Yeah,
Chris
ahead,
right now, because he got the YouTube live up, guys. So he figured that out. Thank you, Chris.
All right, Chris. Are you muted there, buddy? I guess. So that's
kind of cool
I
to
just
see
want
two of me on the call. That's what I want. Duplication. Lots of Elizabeth
Yeah.
Andrews, you guys all, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah, you're
you
the
want
host
lots
and
of Waynes, and you want lots
You know,
of
there's
You're
one
right.
point I wanted to make, clarify for everybody, make clear for everybody else's observation too. Something I forgot to mention. The last master's degree I got, it took me 9 years to get that master's degree. And most people would have gotten it within 2, at most 3 years. I have slow cognitive ability, supposedly, according to my neurology testing and all that. And had it not been professors that I had as my advisors, I'd probably been kicked out of that college. I'm not, you know, they just really fought hard for me. Go ahead and make sure that I stayed in. They helped me out in getting it done. Well, anyway, main point is this. Everybody, as you pointed out, Greg, and it is done and is shown in Balara, everybody learns at their own pace, and everybody in Balara is given that room, that latitude to learn at their own pace. It took me a long time to figure out, my gosh, I'm missing that simple point. What I was missing, that part in my email, was the thing that was my big trip up, it seemed to me anyway. We'll find out whether or not that's true or not. As far as retailing, that type of thing, that's another issue altogether. But I think the hand scan will make a difference there. But anyway, that's enough. That's all I had to say. Everybody learns at their own pace.
Well, does anybody else have anything they want to share this evening?
Yeah, Greg, I was going to see Teresa. She wanted to talk to us for a minute. She's maybe coming in with a pack.
All right.
You want to tell us about that, Teresa?
Hello, everyone. How is everyone tonight?
Well, we're doing great, dear. How about you?
Great.
Good. Yes, I am going to purchase the Hold Home pack tomorrow, and I'm scared. But yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to ask about on the indirect approach. There's a word that I'm not sure. I was writing it out over the weekend and came across a word I wasn't sure how to say it, or if it was correct, or if it's just me.
Okay. Which one is it?
Uh-oh.
Do you know what the word was, Teresa, that you were having trouble with?
Yeah, it was under the question 2. If they give you someone else's name,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And the second sentence: do you think I could get number from you and see if they would be willing to field test the purifier with me? Could I mention your or we have a mutual friend in you? Should that
Okay.
the your
What's
and
going
we?
on? Or are we? It depends. How are you going to be using that? If you're asking what's going on there, you're asking the person if somebody's referring somebody to you. That's the second response, I believe.
Yes.
I think if somebody gives you, they say, well, I know somebody that has allergies or blah, blah, blah. Would you mind giving me their phone number? And depending on whether that you or we is depending on who's on the phone. You might have your senior partner there. There might be just you. It depends on partly the situation. That's kind of why they have those slash marks there between the you and the we. Let you know that. So you're asking them if it'd be all right to get their number, and you will get a couple different responses on that. Sometimes they want to, the person will give you the number, and then if they give you the number, if you ask for permission to tell them that that they're a mutual acquaintance between the person you talk to and the person the person who gave you the number and the person you're going to be talking to. That's what that's all about. Again, that's where you have to. This is kind of a good case in point there, Teresa. Is when you're reading those scripts, you have to ask yourself the question: what's going on here? And let me pull that up just real quick here. I have that one right here, phone, and we'll just open that up because that is something that happens fairly often. Okay, here, where's my scripts? But so that's where you have to ask yourself the question: what is being said here? Okay, there we go. This is an older copy, but that's all right. Okay, here. Let's see if I can get the phone here to cooperate with me. It's always something in there. Okay, there we go. Okay, guys, I apologize. Indirect approach. Okay.
Down to number 2.
This is part of the appointment. See the appointment set. This is now you are talking about. Is this the one you're looking at? Are you looking at the one for the opportunity, or are you looking at the one for the retail? Dear.
The opportunity where
Teresa?
if they say they don't know anyone, that's number 1. In the middle of the page, like, is that the right
Okay.
one? Yeah.
Okay, here.
If they give you someone else's name,
Okay, here. I'm looking here at the right one. Maybe I may have an older copy than I'm looking at. Than you're looking at. I'm just sitting here looking at Clay.
That's okay.
I'm just trying to find the actual script here. I got says guidelines. Okay, I may be looking at the wrong page here again.
Okay, well that's okay. We can do it later.
No. I think I found it. Yeah. Okay. The response. Okay. The one I'm looking at, Teresa, I don't know if it's exactly as the one you're looking at. It says, response to, I know someone. You respond with, really? Why do you think they would be interested? And then it says in parentheses, listen. And then you say, I don't know if there'll be, whatever they tell you, why they think the person's going to be interested. I don't know if there will be a fit or not. There's an interview process he or she will have to go through, depending on whether you're talking to a man or a woman. They will go through. The first interview is a short 10-minute phone interview with my senior partner. If it appears that there's an initial fit, I'm sure he or she would love to get them some more information. How does that sound? Great. Could you let me have, and then it says the referrer's name. Could you let such and such know? I'll call them to arrange an interview. And then you're asking about getting their phone number. Is that the one you're looking at?
It's the other indirect approach script, not the ABC. It's
Okay,
the one
so
where it says, hi, I have some great news. Pause and let them ask you what. I just brought a business, that one.
Okay. That's going to be the one about the product. Okay.
That's
so
the
opportunity. This was the thing I was asking. We were talking about earlier whether we were talking about somebody have a Yeah, that's again. You can't. All you're doing is there's asking for the person's number, Teresa.
Okay,
Uh,
okay,
you're asking if you can get their phone number and call them and tell them that they have a mutual friend, and that you'll get some different responses there. That's kind of way. If you read there a little bit more, you'll understand that there are times when people are willing to give you the phone number. There are times when people are not willing to give you the phone number. They want to call them first and let them know that you'll be calling, and then they'll call you back and give you the number. You just have to set up appointments at that point. So regardless of whether someone gives you somebody else's phone number or not, and they're going to call them, you say, well, could I give you a call in an hour? It's 6 o'clock now. Can I call you at 7? What you're doing there is you're making sure the person actually calls the person, because they know you're going to call back. And that's what we call gamma. You give an assignment, make an appointment. And this is something we always do, regardless of how many touches we're dealing with people. If you're talking with somebody, you want to give them a time that you're going to call them. If you're giving them something to do, like they're going to talk to somebody else about whether they'd be interested in a business opportunity or field testing a market product with you, whichever the situation warrants, you want to make sure that you set up a time frame that you're going to call them back. And this is where most people fall down the most. This is where the process can break down real quick. Every time, it doesn't matter how many times you have to call somebody, guys. At the end of every conversation, I'm going to set up an appointment to call you back either today, tomorrow, or if it's a couple of days from now. And
Are you
depending
looking
on
at
the
the screen,
situation.
Teresa, as Greg's talking about this? Are you looking at your screen? Can you see your screen, Teresa?
yes, but
Okay,
that's
good.
not the
I
one.
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you this,
I
guys. I'm
wanted
going to give
to
you a call to action tonight before you leave. I don't know what the boys will come up with. But every call, at the end of every call, we're going to make sure, Greg, me, and Chris, we have some call to action to get you held accountable to take action. So maybe you guys want to noodle over that, Chris. And are you showing your screen, Greg, or is that Chris showing his screen?
That's Chris showing, and he's showing the correct one now. The first one
Perfect.
she asked, I asked her whether it was the opportunity to retail, and
Perfect.
either
Good job,
I didn't
guys.
understand her or she didn't know what she'd tell me. And this is kind of the thing what I was talking about earlier. When we know
Hi,
the
Dr.
scripts,
McKenzie.
we know what
Hi.
the script is for. So this one here, Teresa, that you're looking at right now, this indirect script outline right here, this is for retailing. The one that's on the phone right now, on your board, right on your computer screen right now. So it says indirect script line. I was wondering if I could get your help with something. That is for retailing. That is talking to someone about field testing a product, and in particular, this one here is geared towards the Fresh Air Surround.
What?
Okay,
Or the Fresh Air Everest, or one of the air products. So that's what this one here is about. And so on your if you've got that script, I want you to take across the top of it somewhere, and I want you to write the word retail. So that one's for the retail. And the ABC one, that is the opportunity.
this is the ABC that's on the screen.
That's ABC.
No, that's one where he just put that one up now. The one that's right here right now, he just put that up. Okay, ABC indirect approach.
All right.
Okay, wait a minute. This is about the product right here. The one we had before was the one about the retail. Chris just changed it. Okay,
this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
This is about the opportunity.
Yeah, the ones there right now. I wonder if I could get your help with something. Sure. And they usually say, "Sure, how can I help you?" I just got involved with the Green Technology Company, and then name dropped them. Major League Baseball, NASA, the Pentagon. If asked, we're expanding, and they asked me to bring on a few part-time people. That one there is the opportunity. Okay, and because you're talking about making money, 500 to 2,000. Chris, can you show the one for the retail, buddy?
Okay, my bad.
Listen, here's the
It just seems like it doesn't
It doesn't
fit
what?
there.
What?
But I
Okay,
mentioned
go down
you-
here and open this one up, Chris, so we can see here. Okay.
Go down.
And go down to if they give you someone else's name, Chris. Can you
Under
pull that
two.
up a little bit further? Okay, right here. Slow there. That's good.
Could I mention we have a mutual friend in you?
Okay, say, do you think I get their number from you and see if they would be willing to field test the purifier for me? Could I mention your name? Could I mention that we have a mutual friend in you? Question mark. Usually they
No.
will give the name number. See, there's a parenthesis there, darling. See that after we have a mutual friend in you. Could I mention we have a mutual friend in you? You're again talking about. You're going to be talking to you're going to call that person, and and that's usually when they'll give you the phone number and the name. But sometimes they will want to call the person first. Either way is okay, but it's always better if you can control the process by being able to call the person yourself. It's giving you some information there. The script stops right there. Teresa, could I mention we have a mutual friend in you? And that's where the script ends. The rest of that with the parentheses, this is explanation about how to deal with the situation. Okay, are you following me?
The sentence, could I mention we have a mutual friend in you?
Oh,
Could I mention
okay, I see what you're talking about. Could I mention we have, okay, that's a typo. I think it's supposed to be, could I mention your name? See your name.
Your name.
Or I would just,
to not
I mentioned we have a mutual friend in you.
Yeah, basically what that means is you name dropping. So kind of like using Greg as a mutual friend, like, hey, Greg told me to give you a call. Okay, he said you probably was interested in, help me out with a testimonial letter from my company. That's basically what that means, guys.
Yeah. That's all we're asking there. Yeah, and you've got a typo there. So I would
That's
just
a P-
reword it.
Yeah, that's PDF.
Yeah, I would just just scratch that out a little bit there, Teresa, and just say something like, let's see, could I mention? Could I just mention? I would just say, could I mention your name?
Yeah.
Could I mention your name? That was, you're basically all you're doing there is asking for permission to tell them that that someone else gave you their number.
Right.
I spoke with such and such, and he gave me your name. You're asking for permission to tell the person you're going to be calling that question.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Teresa, let's say Bill gave me your number. Okay. And when I call you, I'm just going to say, Teresa, this is Greg Plank. I just recently spoke with a friend of yours, Bill, and he gave, he thought maybe you'd be willing to help us out with something. And then you go on from there, and back into the indirect approach. And that's all that is all about. Okay. but as I'm saying here, this is where we take the scripts. Okay, we ask ourselves the question as we're reading something: what's being said here? What is the purpose? Why are we saying this? What's being said? And so we understand that. And if you got a problem that like this, Teresa, you don't have to wait until the call. I mean, you call Bill and he probably gave you the same answer I gave you, or you could have called or Chris or Jackie or one of us. We don't necessarily have to wait for the next call to come up before you get those questions. If you've got a question about something you're supposed to be using in your business, make sure you get an answer as quick as you can. So you can keep moving forward, because confusion causes people to stop. Confusion causes us to stop. So that's the only thing we're going through right here is, again, we're just asking for permission to drop somebody else's name when talking to the person that we're going to be calling. That's all that is.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'd like to add one thing to what Greg said. My undergraduate degree was speech and dramatic art, and that included some theatrical training. And any good actor, I was taught, is trained to go ahead and take a script, take it apart, study it very well, and then put it back together again. And Greg, you've been on the stage.
Yeah.
That's part of the deal, too. You just have to take the script.
This is the reason that I'm asking you guys to write it down. And as you're writing it down, I want you to say it out loud.
Right.
And if you get the part that sounds funny, then you need to stop and look at it, and because, guys, we're all human here. It could have been John, it could have been Jackie, it could have been, I don't know who all that made that typo, and it's just nobody's caught it. But we'll have to get that taken care of. We want to make sure that, anything to eliminate confusion, because confusion causes people to stop.
Right.
So, again, if you have a question like that and something comes up like that and there's a typo and you're not sure what to do, be sure and reach out. Reach out to your senior partner, get a hold of them, ask the question, get that situation correct sooner than possible. We don't want you to get hung up on, shall we say, peripheral issues. It's just like I said, that was a typo, but you see how a typo can cause problems. So just keep on writing the scripts out, Teresa, and everyone else. This will help you. I guarantee it. The more you understand what's being said, the more that you've got that down, the easier it is going to be to talk to people. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I do, Greg. I'm a business associate level 3. And now, is that 10% or 15 that I'm getting?
10. I think it's 15%.
All right, because I try to look at my back office, I can't see where it says that at.
Look under. I think it will be under your. You can look in the compensation plan.
Where's that at?
That's actually, I think, it's the very top part of your. There's a button there somewhere. There's a compensation plan, but you can look in that in your back office.
Well, there, compensation report.
And I think the dashboard also tells you that too.
No, it just says I'm level
I'm pretty sure that's 15%.
15, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I appreciate it, Greg.
Okay. Anybody else? Well, we're a lively bunch tonight.
Oh man.
Or am I just that good? Huh? Okay. when you guys are so lively, I almost thought I was doing a Melaleuca call or something for a minute.
Oh man.
Not exactly.
Oh man, you guys took that one laying down. Goodness
You're a
gracious.
piece of work.
Okay, guys. Now tonight, let's give it an action.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to ask you to do something tonight, not tomorrow, because by noon tomorrow, I want to know how many of you have at least copied out either the retail indirect approach and the opportunity approach. And I want to make sure that each and every one of you know which one is which. Okay. And we're going to ask you about that tomorrow on the noon call. Okay.
I copied the
So my
pre-interview one.
assignment tonight is to write out either the retail indirect approach or do the business opportunity. One or the other, your choice, dealer's choice, whichever you want to do, whichever you think is most beneficial to you to wherever you are right at the moment in your business. But I just want to make sure that you all also know the difference between the retail indirect approach and the ABC business opportunity approach. And sometimes it's because both of them are called IDA. This sometimes for some people causes, they're not sure which one's which. So I want you to write them out so you know which one's which. The one talking about the money, again, the ABC is the opportunity. People looking for $500 to $2,000 a month. That's the opportunity. The one is talking about, mold, mildew, and things of that nature. I just gotten started with the Greenback Technology Company. That's going to be, again, your retail. And again, on both of those, there are
Wait.
three answers. I'm sorry.
The ABC indirect approach is retail or opportunity?
Not the opportunity. ABC.
Yeah, you can choose the one that you want to do, either about the opportunity or the retail. Doesn't matter to me which one you do. I just want to make sure two things. One, that you do write out one of those, and that you know the difference between which one is the retail and which one is the opportunity indirect approach. And I'm going to ask you tomorrow, one, whether you wrote it out or not, which one you chose to write out, and I'll probably ask you why, and that, it doesn't have to be something tremendous. It's just to have a reason. And I'm going to ask you which one is, which one is the indirect for the opportunity, which one's the indirect one for the retail. I want to make sure that we know which script is what, first of all. And they have a similar name, both with the IDA all attached to them. So, but I want to make sure, one, that we know one of the scripts, that you're focusing on right now. And like I said, it doesn't matter whether you're doing, if you're focusing on business, on bringing in partners right now, then I would suggest that you focus in on the opportunity, the ABC indirect approach, one for the opportunity. If you're wanting to go out here and you're trying to raise some capital to be able to buy leads or whatever else you're wanting to do, then the retail. Okay. Both of them are, we need to know both of them, but tomorrow I'm just asking you to write out at one time tonight, which before the noon call tomorrow. Okay. And know the difference between those two scripts. Does that sound too tough?
We're
No.
getting ready to close the meeting.
I'm not feeling in love, you guys.
That's not hard, Greg.
Is the meeting over?
All right.
I've already done them both. Do it again. Sometime tomorrow. I don't know when.
Well, I'm asking you all to have it done before the noon call, you know, and so that means you're either going to have to look at it tonight or sometime tomorrow morning. And it's real important, and the reason I'm asking you to do it so quickly, guys, to know the difference between it. This is crucial. You know, you got to know these two scripts. You know, if you haven't got these two scripts down, you're just not going to be building your business. You know, you can't go out here and talk to people about, you know, talking to people about, you know, asking either people that you meet or, you know, or any kind of retailing without using those two scripts. So this is crucial, you know, and when it comes to this two scripts, I'm really hard nosed. You know, I'm going to tell you, you got to learn it. And if you don't, then you need to reconsider. You need to reconsider if this business is for you. I'm serious, dead serious. No, I'll probably get in trouble for saying that, but I'll deal with my lumps. Guys, you know, this is real important. You know, you got to know the scripts. You got to know the process. And it only comes one way, and that's by taking the time to learn. So it's probably 9 o'clock by now. I do believe it, Chris.
8 or 9.
9:06.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody have anything they want to add? Well, if no one has anything else, Chris, I think we're going to close the call.
Okay, sir. Let me shut her down.
Okay, and we'll see you all tomorrow. And like I said, we're